flicking around, saw a couple of switch offs, but I got to this one and there was just a couple. There was more than one. There was two, and I'll just show you that. That's the 10th of March. You can see it switched back on and it went off about the 7th or 8th. And let me see, so that's the 4th. So we have another switch off. And that's about the 26th to around about 28th, 29th, 28th. And that's just another switch off I was seeing. As you can see here, we've got the 4th, and just before the 11th there was a switch off. And also you can see another one here, just around about 31st. No, sorry, it'd be about the 30th, and so there's two switch offs there. You can see a little bit of excitement there, and that's 120 nanosieverts, 0.12 microsieverts, and that's in Mandefeld. And just take you up there, and you see Mandefeld, Belgium. And of course we have a reactor in Belgium popping off, so just nice to get some evidence of the switch offs, especially that one. So that's the latest switch off I've been able to see, and the wind's coming in from the sort of north, so basically I just have to bet. I've been waiting ages to find a graph like this. Right, okay, so you can see, excuse me, on the 30th at night time there was a switch off, and it carried on, and it's at 0.090, and then there was another switch off just on the end of the 31st, and they only put it on today at lunchtime. Okay, and where is this? This is East Morning, and what were the values? As I said, they're quite low, and I've been getting low values because there's a cold polar wind coming down the channel, and on the edge of that wind, on the other side of the edge of that wind, there is a high pressure, and the high pressure keeps moving over London at the moment, because I've just been out on my bike and I got up to 0.2 microsieverts, and I will tell you, I went to Petersfield, and I was getting well, put the values up, but they were kind of the values I was getting on the way back, and I would say it would have been about around about 8 o'clock, 7:30 actually. It would have been 7:30. I was coming up the A3, and when I got to Guildford, I started getting a big drop. Just before I got to Guildford, I got a big drop to 0.06, and I thought it was terrainal, but I didn't notice it on the way down. But anyway, so I carried on, and all the way from there, about 30 miles, I was getting 0.06 till I walked in my house in West London. And then I went out about 10, it was just before 10, and noticed it was getting a little bit higher. It was up to 0.11, and then as I was driving into town, I got peaks of 0.25, then I got a peak of 0.31, then I got a peak of 0.23, then I got a peak of 0.21, and that peak of 0.31 I had before, and I had it, I seem to remember I mentioned it, I think, on the 30th. So, I'm guessing that this is from the same place. Okay, how's that work? Well, I think that there is a load of pollution from Sizewell, just off the coast of Anglia, and that's the east coast, probably the most east coast you can get, and the wind's coming down, and I think it's pushing it towards London. That's what I think. There's a high spot close to it, and the wind is pushing some of the contamination, at the very least, towards where is it? It'd be towards sort of London, and then the rest is probably being dragged down towards Europe. But the stuff that peels off towards London and then basically starts heading a sort of kind of south-southeast, very steep south, but it does seem to hit London because I got it earlier, and I think this in East Marling is a little bit more east than London, and I think they got a bit of a bigger hit than we did, because they're switched off there from the 31st all the way to the 1st, but I've just been hit now, and I didn't get those values last night, but then we had warm weather. But I would say that it's possible that this cloud is just tracking down the edge between these two sort of fronts, if you like. But so anyway, I just thought I'd report that, well, the whole day that I've had going down southwest to Portsmouth, sorry, and then basically coming back and then hitting the high spot. The high spot was hit at, as I said, just gone 10. I think we got those peaks, mad peaks, for quite a lot of them, and then it was just around the 0.18, 0.20 for quite a while, and it never got below 0.13. So that's that. Now I'm going to do another little Geiger reading just to double check, but I think it's got colder now, so I think that cold front's moved in. It's possible that the contamination has moved further inland, or it's just been taken out on the channel to Europe. Not too sure about that one, but we'll see what other switch-offs there are. And that was East Marling. That's the date and the time, 1 week, and you can see on the red spot where it is. It's just east of London, not far from the Dome, actually, on that sort of side of London, and just a little bit further out. So it's the red spot there. I'll just zoom in a bit there, and if I could describe, if you were to go further north, you would end up in East Anglia.